Hey, Grizz here, and I know this setup does not look great at all, but it's the best I got, I think, for now. I know this is a very random video, but I thought I might as well showcase this. Here it is. Whoa, big box that looks like it's from IKEA. Yeah, that was not my plan at all. I kind of just found the bricks that had the most of in that color, well in a color, and kind of just went from there. I wasn't really going for like a solid color or anything particular, but it just so happened to be yellow and blue. So there we go. I will say the overall build turned out somewhat okay. That part doesn't look great, but I'll explain that in a second. But generally, what I was planning to do was trying to. That does not look good for what I'm trying to say. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, none of the sides look in particular for what I'm trying to say, but basically I was planning to try and interlock them a bit. There we go, it's a little bit better. Kind of like how you would generally build like bigger Lego things with each I guess brick interlocking over each other so it's a bit stronger. Clearly that didn't really go too well, mostly because I run out of the bigger pieces near the end. As you can probably tell, there's a lot of 2 stud wide bricks near the top and like somewhere scattered around the middle. But yeah, I will say oh, there we go. It's a bit easy to see up here. Ignore the really old parts, I guess. Those are my dad's bricks, from when he was younger. But yeah, good news. It did survive the trip there and back from my weekly casual league thing. I went to yesterday. The only difference was that some of the bricks down here were a bit loose, as I think they actually kind of are now. But that's fine. I guess. But yeah, I guess we'll go into, I guess, the building process, kind of. Along with the features along the way, I guess. So basically, let's see if I can. Okay, I started off with the little thing. Oh my god, look, dice tray. I started off with this. Yeah, there's the dice and building markers and stuff. But basically, let me just actually empty this. So basically, I started off with this. Just so I can get the feeling of what I needed the deck box size to be like. So pretty much because I have 16 D6s. Is what I usually use for damage counters along with the 6 ability use markers. Oh, Squid Ninja, wow. So in my older deck box, oh god, the camera is not in a good spot for this, but this is what I normally use. Try and move this out of the way a little bit. This is what I would normally use. I've taken this one to the last region I went to. The one before that I was using, just this deck box I've been using for ages. But I got the general idea of having enough room for one deck and a dice tray down there. And in that dice tray could fit well, it was like all 16 dice in like a 4x4 row kinda. And then the damage counters, the ability markers on top of it. So going back to this, it didn't fit like that entirely. As it turns out, these are, I think, maybe a millimeter or two, smaller. Well, the millimeter squared smaller than a 2x2 brick, or at least, not height-wise, but length and width-wise. So that fits, it fits in a row like this. There's like an extra stud, on the side, I guess, to, give a bit more room to make it easier to open. There we go. So it fits very well. I kind of chose the wrong dice here because it's kind of difficult to see the outline besides the red and maybe the light blue ones, but oh well, it's fine. So that, and then it has enough height to fit the extra row on top for all 16, which is very nice. I think, yeah, getting the dice out from the bottom row, it's not too bad. It is a bit snug, but it's fine, it works. I guess I can also tip it out if I've already got rid of most of the stuff anyway. And then for the ability use markers, I was gonna try and fit them in two, like two piles worth, but that clearly didn't work out. I think it's two studs, too small, I think, for that. So that's fine. But luckily, because of the height of the dice, I could literally just fit all six of them just on top of each other like that. And there's even room for the status markers as well. So that works out pretty well. You can also just like push them down there as well. So it's kind of evenly spread, kinda. I just realized my camera work is really bad here. I'm like, every single time I look at the OBS thing, like it's always like this, so you can't really see the front half, but yeah. Then originally, I didn't have this little indent here. But changed it since when I eventually got to building this. I guess because I started with this bit before I moved on to the actual deck box part of it. It was not really possible to get out without that because it was just a wall. I didn't think that through. And another thing was this box also used to be a plate higher, so it's currently, well, that's the bottom of it, but it's what, three? It would have been four full bricks plus the tiles on top. But I've shrunk it down a little bit because for some reason it kept getting caught on the top of the deck box, even though it was the exact thing. So my guess was that some of the plates, or the plates are down here. The tiles on no, these are tiles. Sorry, Jesus Christ. The plates on top were not quite. You can kind of see from the top here that they're a little bit wonky, I guess, because they're so old. To be fair, I did use probably like 50-50 between new and old pieces, not by accident or anything, or on purpose. Well, it wasn't on purpose, I mean. Yeah, there you go. By complete accident. Not really focusing on that. But yeah. Luckily it works pretty well here, now, at least, now that I've fixed that. And then we've got the door here, which I would like to be able to reinforce more on the bottom, or the back part of it, but it goes right up against the wall here. Even if this was indented more by like maybe one stud so there's more room, the back hinges here, they line up with the wall, so I'd have to maybe make the walls one stud thin, maybe, so then I can add a bit of stuff like maybe like a 2x2 tile, like backwards tile thing here, like in between the bit there, and then also make the deck box bit either slightly thinner or make the back wall thinner to then make it indented by one. But yeah, I mean there's also this bit here on the side, so there's that. And then on the side here, this was a just a 2x2 plate. But I went for the one stud because it's a bit easier to. So it still attaches, but then also it's a bit easier to take off without it. Oh, okay. Well, is easy to take off regardless. It seems to be 50-50 whether or not this plate stays where it's supposed to be or not. But it is weird that the one stud is actually stronger connection than the 4x4 or the 2x2. Or the 4-stud connection, whatever you want to call it. Somehow, sometimes. There's this random 1x2 tile there, plate, whatever you want to call it. To make it a bit easier to line up properly. Because it's not exactly. There we go. Oh, yep, there we go. Yeah, that's Lego for you. I think that's the first time it's, like, outside of testing it and stuff, like, it's actually broken. Well, this bit's broken off, at least. The fact that it even survived the bag trip is insane. But, yeah. But yeah, because the hinges are placed here instead of, like, higher up, the overall front portion is a bit higher up to then match with, this bit. Because if it was where it would be if that was centered more, there would still be, like, a row here that's, being shown off, I guess, like the stack box part. So, it's a bit off-centered, I guess, but it's fine. It's not like it really matters from the front, because, I mean, you're not really going to see much, it's really just the hinge bit that really changes much. But it's fine. Coming up to the rest of it. So for this, well, I guess we'll start with the mechanism here before I go into the measurements, I guess, for the decks inside. So basically, I use the it's a bit wonky in the side, I guess. Oh, now you can really see it, but there's a bit of extra room, I guess. Yeah. Sorry, it's a bit. I guess with Lego, you have to readjust things sometimes. Yeah, I can see I've kind of did this bit really poorly, but oh well. I guess I can go back at some point and fix it. Maybe move this 2x4 over, and then swap the 2x2 that way. Maybe at least make that slightly stronger. Maybe not so much this bit because this is a 1x6 instead of 2x6. Because I had to make an indent, which we'll go over later. But anyway, over to the thing I was supposed to talk about was the hinges. So there are a few different ways I want to do this. Maybe like with what are they called? They're like the hinges. You kind of see them either in a full brick height or the plate height, I guess. You kind of see them in like doors and stuff for the Minecraft sets, and just the opening up functions, I guess, with them if it's like an opening up house or something. I'll put a picture up on the screen to make it easier. But I was trying to do that with maybe the sideways plates, like the one here that's used to. Actually, I can just take this bit off. Can't I? Oh, even easier. This one here. For the mechanism here, I guess. So I guess the locking mechanism. I was planning on using these plates on the top here with those doorway hinges, I guess. To have like a sideways brick build kind of thing. Like I've done the walls here, but on like horizontal instead. I don't know why I did that with my hand. That probably does not help in the size. It just fills up the entire camera with the hand, but whatever. But then that probably didn't really work for it. I didn't think it would work well because both sides would have to have the, I guess the what, the sideways plate thing. Here and here both, facing outwards. So there we go, facing outwards. Which means when the sides of the, I guess the roof connect, they won't connect properly. They will just be the bottoms of each, I guess each brick or whatever I end up using for it. I was gonna say tiles, but no, that's not quite one. So I have to probably use illegal building techniques. No, to make it stable, or connected in one thing without it just being two separate things, which I guess would kind of work here, because of the two different decks. But I don't know. I decided not to worry about it. So then I probably went to the most obvious way of doing it would be using these hinges here, which I'm surprised I even found these because I didn't think I'd have as many of these, but having to break apart my newer sets I've built. So luckily that turned out fine. But yeah. I originally had the two on the sides, but then I went for the middle one. Because there's already like a wall built in there anyway. And it also just reinforces that bit more. As you can see, I didn't have enough tiles to do the entire thing. Because I've only done like the front kind of U shape kind of. So that would have been a bit smarter to make this a bit more stronger. I mean, it doesn't really matter as much because there is still like a tile here. So the only thing that's loose on top of that is just this bit, except for I guess this side's a little bit wonky, but oh well. Yeah, I guess we'll go into the measurement stuff. So, I guess I have to lean it forward. I guess so I have to hold my hand down here. So, pretty much what I did here was because I use double sleeve decks a lot. That being the one on the left, the one on the right is just normal single sleeve. I wanted to make sure I could fit at least one. As it turns out, both sides are the exact measurements for, well, are the same measurement. I mean, for both for two double sleeve decks, as it turns out. What I'll do is actually, I guess as I'm taking this out, I'll talk about the indents thing. So, there was originally an indent here. I mean, there is, but it was originally just that, but I realized I can't really get the deck out without having indents on the sides here, which I've now changed that. I think that was one of the last things I changed, I think. Pretty sure, but yeah. Unless I did this bit, the lid last, but I can't remember. Anyway, let me just take these out. So, okay, well, in case you're wondering, there's grass GLC. Well, Charon, no way. And yeah, any TCG aficionados probably realize you were slacking if they recognize the full art. Well, Charon, no. But yeah. I've done, let's see if I can see it in the darkness here. I think it's 7 on top. Yeah, so it's 7 to fit pretty much the entire 60 card double sleeve deck in it, and then it's slightly smaller than the I think 10 studs wide, I think. Yeah, the 10 studs wide, roughly, because it's, yeah, it is a bit smaller. It's about 9, but I thought I might as well make it the 10, just make it a bit easier, just for the overall build. But also, so there's extra room in case I need to, I guess, add something else in there, I guess, instead. But yeah, and then on top of that, I've also added the, some tiles on the bottom to make sure that not only do the studs probably might, mess with the bottom of the sleeves a bit sometimes if they're in there for long enough. But it also makes it so it's kind of flat overall when you put it in. Because otherwise it might, like, some of the cards might get stuck, like, in between the studs here. So obviously it's not going to work because the things are here, but I just realized I'm looking at the thing, you can barely see it when I've actually put a card in here because it's the shadows. But if you can probably see what I'm talking about. Let's just do this. So if it gets stuck like here, and there's some layer on top of the studs, then it kind of gets a bit wonky. Stuff on top of that. Yeah, also you can tell I probably ran out of tiles entirely. I know I could have used the white ones at least for the top, but I wanted to prioritize the functionality, I guess, over the thing. As you can probably tell, like, the overall thing is not really super good looking, other than, I guess, the novelty that it's made out of Lego. But yeah, and then this side's not only a different design, I guess, but I guess I could have made it better by making the that 2x4 tile not horizontal but vertical instead, because the two 1x6 tiles on the sides, they're already, you know, I guess leveling out the rest of the deck. And then for any card that's next to it on the left there, that won't be touching those tiles, or will be only touching 2 studs worth as opposed to 4 in the middle at least, so those tiles get a little bit, I guess, wibbly wobbly. Some of that. But yeah. I think that's pretty much everything, really. I guess in terms of improvement, besides, I guess, the colors, even though it's really funny to have it IKEA colored, it'd be good to have it maybe 2 different colors instead of, I guess, 4, not including different shades of grey, instead of just grey in general. Obviously the hinges are a little bit unavoidable, I guess, in terms of the colors. Because I don't think there are any white hinges yet, as far as I know. Or at least these ones. It's pretty much just a bunch of greys and blacks, I think. I'll say blacks, there's only one color black, because it's not a color. When it comes to Lego, at least. But, yeah. I guess the main improvement would be to make the build a bit more stronger with making sure I can find the pieces to then overlap more, like what I've done on the top. I guess I could have found more 2x2 bricks instead of because a lot of the build, besides the top bit, because I was running out of pieces. I did focus a lot more on like the bigger pieces. So as I was putting them down, it seemed fine, but then like a couple layers later, from that brick, kind of like here, like I haven't interlocked it very well. So yeah, that's probably the bigger thing. Obviously, yeah, I could just glue it, but come on, we've seen the Lego movie, I'm not doing that. But yeah, especially if I want to, like, dismantle it and then either, upgrade it, or if I want to use it for use the bricks for something else randomly. Um, don't know if I'm gonna build something practical or if it's like something else entirely, but hey. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with my first version of this. I guess another thing I could do is add a little bit of maybe like a logo or something on the top or the side. Um, to add more personality to it, but also like having a Lego deck box is already like showing your personality in some way, as opposed to just like the plain white one I had before. um, but yeah, the novelty of just coming into a league and just bringing this. Obviously, I'm not going to use this for like a challenge or a cup or anything like that, but just for casuals, this is just a fun thing to lug around. Because originally, like even before I had like an old deck box back in school, I made like a wooden one. Oh god, yeah, there we go. So it had like a bunch of, I think that's what 6 slots for decks, and then uh that's just part of the build, I guess. And then there's like a long bit there for the playmat, which it's very no, I can't really show off very well. Because the thing's very big and there's just not enough room here. But there's also a well, I mean, there's also a latch on the side here. But there's also a Greninja thing that my friend decided to make for me. This was like way before I built this, so I thought I might as well glue this on top just to do that. So I could maybe do something like that. Obviously, made out of Lego, not wood. For the box, but I thought I was to show it off just because it's just because it kind of fits the idea of this. Realistically, if I was able to have enough bricks, I could probably just rebuild that in Lego. Because, I mean, I've kind of got the general idea of having multiple decks in one. I guess on top of that, I will also make sure that I can find newer pieces, maybe, because it kind of looks a bit weird with having old and new just on this line here alone. So, yeah. I guess I'll probably add something on the front here. Either that or just change this mechanism entirely. Because it is probably the flimsiest part of the entire build. Yeah, this doesn't count as flimsy, I guess, because it's slightly reinforced, but yeah. Like I said earlier, for the design, I would probably do those changes. But otherwise, it's honestly a really fun idea. I can tell that it's very loose now. Just from closing it. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. Also, if you want me to do more Lego content, because it'd be pretty cool to do. I will say, for those who are wondering, this took me like 4 hours to build, so because I had to search through all my tubs for all the pieces for it. And that said, thank you all so much for watching. Comment some more ideas for Lego if you're interested. Also, let me know if you're interested in Lego content, because it'd be cool. Maybe some Lego set reviews or something. And yeah, comment all that. I've lost track again as usual. Like the video if you did. God, I can't English. Like the video if you did. Subscribe helps me out. It's free. It lets me know that you want to see more of this, along with if you comment in the end, I guess. But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. See ya.